Welcome to Party in the Park, the most gorgeous gathering of the year when we come together to support our most gorgeous natural possession, the Emerald Necklace. I want you to think about it. Thank you, and it needs our support. From the heart of Boston, you can walk, run, or bike through the Back Bay, through Brookline, here to Jamaica Plain, where we now sit, on to Rosendale and back again through Roxbury and Dorchester. You can travel those many miles without leaving green. What other major American city has that? None. But funding for our parks is in jeopardy. And now more than ever, we need to step up as stewards of these exquisite green spaces that were created solely for our enjoyment by a genius many, many years ago. So thank you for being here. All of you here are VIPs, but I would like to quickly acknowledge a few people. Massachusetts First Lady Lauren Baker, Mayor Walsh and Lori Higgins, former Governor Michael Dukakis and Kitty Dukakis, and our beloved First Lady of Boston, our former First Lady of Boston, looking so beautiful in blue, Angela Menino, and our state representative, Nick Collins. We also have important partners here with us today. Boston Parks and Recreation Director Chris Cook and the Director of our Brookline Parks Department, Aaron Galantine. Massachusetts First Lady, would you please join me on stage now? Who knows better the importance of partnerships than the wife of the governor of our great Commonwealth? She's been busy, and we've been seeing an awful lot of each other lately. I was worried she would get a little sick of me, but this is a busy week. I am so happy that Lauren Baker agreed to join me to thank some of our important partners in this tent today.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Wow. The view from up here is pretty awesome. Well, it's so lovely to see so many people here today to celebrate the amazing event and the amazing partnerships that make this Emerald Necklace Conservancy such an important part of the Commonwealth. So let me just give you a quick list of all of the incredible partners that are here. The Trust for Private Land, Trustees of the Reservation, Boston Symphony Orchestra, Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, the Esplanade Association, the Museum of Fine Arts, Arnold Arboretum, Franklin Park Zoo, Charles River Conservancy, and Mass Audubon's Boston Nature Center. These partnerships are so important for maintaining and preserving the beauty that we are so lucky to be surrounded with here in Boston. So thank you all for being here today on such a gorgeous day for a gorgeous event. Really wonderful to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, First Lady, so much. And now, would Boston Mayor Marty Walsh please join us on stage?
Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Thank you very much, Janet. It's funny, my first time at this event 4 years ago when I came, I had a long speech prepared. And when I walked up here, there was no podium. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so screwed right now. Because I have to make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. And 4 years later, I think I have it down. So I want to, first of all, thank you for the clap. First of all, I want to thank everyone here today for your contributions to the beautiful Emerald Necklace Conservancy and the great work that they do. This is one of the best events in Boston all year long, and I want to thank everyone that's here today for being here. So thank you very much. Also, where's Wendy? I want to congratulate Wendy Shattuck on another great. Where is she? Running around, probably in the kitchen somewhere. So there she is. Thank you so much. This is incredible. And I also just want to give another shout out to Whitney Hatch as well for getting the Liff Spirit Award today, later on today. Congratulations. Ursula, Ingrid, and Olivia, I want to thank you on behalf of the city of Boston for continually being involved. And I'm glad for bringing that young man next to you that had a beautiful hat on, State Representative Nick Collins. Ever since he married into the Liff family, he's really gone up in class and he's wearing these nice hats, so I want to congratulate him. But just real quick, we have some of the greatest treasures in our city and in our Commonwealth here in Massachusetts, and the Emerald Necklace certainly is one of them. And also in our budget reflects our commitment to the park system in Boston, Massachusetts. And in 3 years in our budget process, we've included $240 million of renovations and upkeep in all of our parks. That includes $5 million for the walkways in Franklin Park, which we're working on. And it also includes $4.8 million in walkways around Jamaica Pond. And if I ever get a little, I know there's some controversy in this other one, but if I ever get a little building built in Boston, we'll make about a $60 million investment in Franklin Park and in Boston Common and other parks in the city. So I just want to say thank you very much for your commitment, for being here today. Have a beautiful day. The weather's perfect. Enjoy the lunch.
Would you like to stay with us for present the award? Yes. So Mayor, please stay with us now because we are about to present the Liff Spirit Award. As most of you in this tent know, this luncheon was created in honor of Justine Liff, the first female Parks Commissioner who served for 8 years until 2002. And her daughters, Ingrid, Ursula, and Olivia, are joining us again today. Ursula's going to come up and say a few words as we get ready to present the award.
Thank you. Good. So good afternoon, and I first want to say that Mom fought for many years to have the old Sears parking lot that's in front of the Landmark Center, you might remember it, restored to parkland. And earlier this spring, her vision became a reality with the opening of the Justine Liff Park. Really, really meaningful to my family. Very shortly, we will invite Whitney Hatch to the stage to receive the 13th Justine Liff Spirit Award. Whitney shares my mother's belief that preserving parkland is core to our democratic principles. And he's not shy in stating that it's our responsibility not just to create new parks, but to maintain the old ones. And that's exactly what we're doing here today. So on behalf of my family, I want to thank you all for really making this public-private partnership so vibrant.
I'm having you stand over here. So you already know the name of this year's recipient. Whitney Hatch is a longtime advocate for the environment. He served as a director for the Trust for Public Land, covering the entire New England region, and now chairs the Stewardship Council for the Department of Conservation and Recreation. He once said something very beautiful. Everyone needs a place to play, a place to reflect, and a place to roam. Please join me in congratulating Whitney Hatch.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, very much. I had a 5-minute speech prepared to make 5 points, and Ursula called me last night and said, no, 90 seconds. So I had to cut it down a little bit, and if you'll bear with me, I want to make 4 points to you in 90 seconds. First of all, I can't tell you what an honor this is and what a thrill it is merely to be mentioned in the same sentence as Justine Liff. She was a remarkable woman, did a remarkable job for our Boston parks, and I really am truly honored. First point, not only is it thrilling to be recognized by the Conservancy and by Justine's family, but it is such a privilege to be also connected through the Liff Spirit Award to that great pantheon of one-of-a-kind park advocates, including Governor Kitty Dukakis, Mayor Angela Menino, Norm Leventhal, Jeannie Beal, Henry Lee, and Valerie Burns, to name a few that I knew and worked with. These people have been truly amazing advocates for our park systems, and they still are. Second, number two, while I'm not sure about the previous honorees, I know that most of the credit for this award truly belongs to those with whom I've had the good fortune to collaborate with at the Trust for Public Land, the Trust for Public Land Action Fund, DCR and its Stewardship Council, and the Conservation Law Foundation, to name a few organizations with whom I've worked. It's their efforts which have and which continue to make such a difference to people and to their parks. Third, we're extremely lucky in Massachusetts to have a deep base of committed organizations and individuals devoted to protecting and stewarding our natural resources. For a compelling example, one need look no farther than the Emerald Necklace Conservancy and the great work it does day in, day out with the state, two cities, advocacy groups, our citizens to reinvigorate and restore our parks. Fourth and last, I want to remind you, and I don't believe I really do need to remind you, of the importance of place. These public spaces, such as the one that we're in today, are places where we can connect with nature, with ourselves, with each other. And in them, we connect with our childhood. And it is on that note, and I do mean note, that I want to finish. My wife, Tizzy, and I, Tizzy's here today, have had the great fortune of growing up in families which for generations valued our natural resources and our great outdoors. There are no better examples than my father, who authored and passed the first Wetlands Protection Act in the country here in Massachusetts, and my mother, who's also here today, who tries to keep Tawny and the Esplanade Association on its toes. I am sure that this ethic that Tizzy and I inherited has rubbed off on our kids, three of whom are here today, Eliza, Susanna, and Nina. The Trust for Public Land is laying the foundation for a nationwide effort to ensure that no person, and especially no child, is more than a 10-minute walk from a safe and well-maintained park. For it is to these places we will return time and again, if only vicariously, to relive our childhood experience and reconnect with the natural world. My grandfather, of whom I'm the namesake, Frank Hatch, described this power of place best in the last stanza of his hit song in the 1960s about the swan boats in Boston Common. And if you'll allow me to channel a little bit of Justine's spirit, swan boats through the lagoon we're gliding, high hopes you'll bring alive once more, for in your feathered boat once more we'll float back again to childhood's happy shore.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Whitney. We do ask our recipients not to speak for very long because you all want to enjoy your lunch, but we didn't expect a song, so thank you. I want to say a very quick word. Your name is going to be inscribed on this bowl, along with the names of the past recipients, and we want to take a brief moment to remember one of them. Teddy Cutler, along with his late wife Joni, won this award. They were honored by us in 2008. We lost a great patron 7 weeks ago. And I want to tell you, with the passing of these giants, it becomes our responsibility to continue their generosity. Thank you all so much, and congratulations.